I'm Matt, and this is my wife, Emelisa, and we've been married how long?
8 years.
8 years, yeah, I knew that, yeah. And we've got 4 kids at the moment, but last year we lost one of our babies.
Baby number 5. We thought it was all going well. We were just coming up to 20 weeks and I had a midwife appointment and they try and find the heartbeat, and she couldn't find the heartbeat. So then we began the process for him to be born. He was actually born on the Wednesday, which was the day that we turned 20 weeks. He was about as long from my palm to my finger, and then his little legs were tucked up.
I was just totally, overwhelmed by that.
Yeah, he had everything. He had little fingernails, toenails, he had eyebrows. Like he was completely this little tiny person. So I suppose as far as humanity goes, he was very much a human. He was just a tiny one that was starting.
It was my realisation how precious he was when he arrived, albeit, not breathing and way too early, but he was alive. He was a human. He was part of our family. I felt Levi speaking to me. Well, I felt like it was him saying, "Hey, Dad, I'm here. I existed," even though you weren't. We didn't get to know each other as in the flesh as such, and know each other's personalities.
To see him and hold him in our hands and see just how small he was. Well, actually, I don't know, he wasn't that small, but it's really opened up our eyes. Like, we are actually pregnant again, and we have just gone past the point of where Levi died. And so for us, it is amazing to think that we know exactly how big that baby is, because we've seen it. Like, it's a whole new level of understanding of what's actually going on in there. It's amazing to have held that little tiny body and see how delicate they are. Far out. When
Emelisa's pregnant, I'm always quite removed as the father, because I'm not feeling a life growing inside of me. When I'm holding my child in my arms, that's the connection, that's the point of connection. And throughout the pregnancy, it's not so much. And it was the same, with Levi. Levi really spoke to me because he was born at 20 weeks. I got to see him as a developing life, and how perfectly developed he actually was. That he had arms and legs. He was a perfectly formed human being.
We did name him. Yeah, legally he's got a birth certificate. He's been named Levi, which actually means joined or attached, which sounds like a weird meaning, but for us it just felt really perfect for him, because it was like, even though he's not here with us, he's still part of us. That was really important, that he's still part of our family, even though he doesn't get to grow up down here on earth. After he was born, the nurses in the delivery suite said to us, "Are you aware of your legal responsibilities because you're 20 weeks?" And we were like, "What are you talking about?" And she said that because this is how far along you are, you actually have to register him, and you have to bury him, or you have to cremate him. There's all these legal things that you have to do. So if it was 19 weeks and 6 days the day before, we wouldn't have had to do that. He'd just be counted as a miscarriage.
When he was born at 20 weeks, he had all this rights. It's sort of like New Zealand society acknowledged his existence. He had a birth certificate, he had a death certificate, everything changed. And what a difference a day made in terms of our country's response to a life and how we treat people differently.
I find it really hard that abortion is considered to be my right as a woman. It's part of our maternal being, is that when you become pregnant, it's not just about you anymore. There's not just one being that's chopping a lump off. It's another person, and it does quite upset me that we're expected to believe that my rights are more important than my child's rights. At the end of the day, that 9 months of illness, uncomfortableness, inconvenience is just a part of your life.
We should be ones to protect those that don't have a voice.
Matt's dad died when he was only 6.
6, yeah.
So we managed to arrange to bury Levi with his granddad. We were really blessed to have quite a few friends and family come, and it was actually amazing, some of the people that came that we didn't know very well, but who had also experienced child loss. So we had all these helium balloons, and we had little note tags on the end of them, and we encouraged everyone to write the name of their child or their little baby or Levi or whoever it was that was really, really special to them. Yeah, that was really emotional, that letting go, you know.
I want to belong to as a New Zealander. I don't want to be part of a society that jeopardises and puts at risk our most vulnerable.
My heart actually really goes out to women who do choose an abortion in the moment, because part of me can understand that fear, the uncertainty, the illness, the the inconvenience. Part of me can relate to those feelings of just desperation of, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? But time passes and things change, and if once you've made that decision, you can't go back on it.